Hi, this is Ann Benson. There are a few times when you'll need to add a new thread to a bead crochet project. For instance, when you've skipped a bead or two in your threading, when you're working on a long project and you don't want to thread all the beads at one time, or my personal favorite, the thread breaks. The technique is essentially the same in tubular bead crochet, tapestry bead crochet, and double Euro harness bead crochet. You simply pull a loop of the new thread into the last loop of your old thread and crochet again as if the new thread were the old thread. Now this does pose a few challenges, but I'll show you what I do when this happens to me. First, I cut the old thread so there's a tail of about 6 inches. Then I check the beads on the new thread to be sure I'm joining where I want to join. I use my hook to pull a loop of the new thread through the last loop of the old thread, again leaving a tail of about 6 inches. So now I have a loose loop of the new thread and 2 thread tails. The loop does need to be tightened. I hold the 2 thread tails in place and continue crocheting as usual. After a few beads are crocheted, I check to make sure the pattern is correct. Here's a tip if you find this process clumsy, as I did the first time. Tape the thread tails to the existing tube with a small piece of non-residue tape, such as masking tape or painter's tape. After a few rounds, remove the tape. The thread tails need to be secured invisibly within the fibers of the tube. You don't want to run the needle through any of the beads in the tube wall, just the fibers, so you can use a big old fat needle, which will be very easy to thread. It's important to keep the thread tails within the thread wall, not through the open channel, since you may need to run a support through the open channel, depending on the circumference of your tube and how you plan to do your finishing. Work the thread through the fiber in 2 different directions, then pull on the thread and cut it near the beads. Massage the tube a little to make the thread ends disappear. That's it. Good luck. This is Ann Benson. Thanks for joining me, and please join me again soon.